Cody Rhodes destroys Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton's return, Conor McGregor attacks Roman Reigns, WWE talent informed about the surprising new band in the company, Seth Rollins chosen over Charlotte Flair, newest SmackDown superstar teases a feud with Solo Sikoa, and more. Let's jump right into it. Conor McGregor attacks Roman Reigns. Conor McGregor continued his online war of words with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman as he took a shot at the Bloodline members in a series of tweets. WWE recently announced its sale to Endeavor, the parent company of the UFC, and the two promotions are set to merge down the line. Soon after the announcement, the UFC star posted a picture of himself holding both WWE and UFC belts on social media alongside the caption, "It's inevitable." This started an online battle between McGregor and Paul Heyman as the duo took multiple shots at each other. The Irishman recently added further to the fire as he quoted a picture of the tribal chief with 2 world titles on Twitter. He then uploaded a pic of himself holding 2 titles back from his days as the dual-weight UFC champion. In another tweet, Conor McGregor stated that he's going to suplex Paul Heyman on the site. Conor McGregor has caught flack in the past from multiple WWE stars for his comments on professional wrestling. Paul Heyman also took multiple shots at the UFC star in an interview with Ariel Helwani. "I'm not a grandfather, but I appreciate the fact that I'm old enough to be number one, and I'm still thriving on top. I would like to see if Conor McGregor at 57 is still thriving at the very top of his entire industry. We'll see if he's even relevant at 57. We'll see if he even lives to 57 with his lifestyle now, number 2, Heyman said. Number 3, it's not that he tweeted to me. I picked the fight with him. Let's be honest about this, Heyman said. He, as a Roman Reigns wannabe, did the Paul Heyman style, title on each shoulder and, gave a shout out to himself. Of course he did. The ultimate self-promoter in McGregor, standing 9 feet tall and weighing 155 pounds and 5'4". So with that in mind, I said, look at Conor McGregor, a Roman Reigns wannabe, and of course, he said, oh, be careful, grandpa. I'll break your jaw in 3 places. With WWE and UFC bound to work under the same parent company, it wouldn't be surprising if this all proves to be a work. We might get to see a match between 2 megastars inside the squared circle. WWE talent informed about the surprising new band in the company. WWE talent getting informed about bans isn't a new thing. Time and again, superstars are hit with a mandate that bans them from committing a particular act. There's been a new report about the latest ban. It's well known that the PG-friendly sports entertainment juggernaut doesn't necessarily encourage blood or show it on TV. While there are some rare moments as a whole, the company has avoided intentional bleeding for the most part as it doesn't reflect well on their family-friendly product. Brian Alvarez revealed on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio that the company has officially banned superstars from posting photos that involve them bleeding. There were 2 segments on this show where somebody ended up covered in blood, and apparently there is a new rule that WWE talent are not allowed to take pictures of their injuries, and there is an absolute you are not allowed to take pictures of any blood whatsoever. WWE having weird bans has been a story for a long time, and it's nothing new, not even as recent as the controversial third-party ban for superstars. Vince Russo previously revealed that when he began his career as a creative writer for Vince McMahon, nobody was even allowed to have facial hair. Oh, bro, when I started there, you weren't allowed to have facial hair. It was like George Steinbrenner. Oh god, no. You could not have anything on your face. Across the board, bro. Oh god, yeah, that was a big rule. The sneezing thing is very true, bro. Even those who refuse to wear a jacket during the winter, those who won't wear a jacket. Do you think it's odd not to let superstars post photos of them bleeding? Let us know in the comments section below. Surprising superstars to end Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' reign as champion. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens made history in WWE by ending the Usos' undisputed tag team championships reign in the main event of WrestleMania 39 Night 1. However, the story between the 2 Canadian stars began nearly a year ago. Last year, Kevin Owens returned to WWE and questioned Sami Zayn's quest to become an honorary use for the Bloodline. A few months later, the 2 met again when the prizefighter returned from an injury and immediately went after the Bloodline, which consisted of Sami Zayn. After settling their differences, the duo eventually reunited and allied to end the Bloodline. However, Jimmy and Jay went to war against Owens and Zayn at WrestleMania 39 Night 1. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens beat the Usos and broke their records at the grandest stage of them all. Last Monday, the duo was drafted to WWE Raw. Meanwhile, the Usos went to SmackDown. There is a chance that Zayn and Owens could possibly lose the titles to recently drafted Indus Sher, as Veer and Sonata could make history if they win the titles on the main roster. Over the past few years, WWE has focused on superstars from different countries to get the proper amount of representation by providing them with a large platform to showcase their talents and culture across the globe. Several stars have earned their chance to make their country proud under the company. In the past, the company had champions from all around the world except from India and of Indian descent. However, those barriers were broken when superstars like Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali went on to win singles and world championships in the company. Meanwhile, there are more records to be made by superstars such as Veer and Sangha. There have been superstars of Indian descent such as Tiger Ali Khan and Gama Singh in the past, lost, but none of them have won the tag team championships in the company. Indusher could do the unthinkable and win the Raw and SmackDown tag team championships from Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in the near future. Veer and Sonda once went after the NXT tag team championship, but the plans were spoiled due to the pandemic. Do you want to see Veer and Songa as the next undisputed tag team champions? Sound off in the comments below. Newest SmackDown superstar teases a feud with Solo Sikoa. One of the newest additions to the WWE SmackDown roster seemingly teased a feud with Solo Sikoa. The star in question is none other than Grayson Waller. This past Monday night on Raw Talk, it was revealed that the self-proclaimed 21st century success story was heading to the blue brand. Waller was beyond excited after being called up to the main roster. Earlier today, the Australian-born star took to Twitter to share a series of pictures hinting at potential feuds he could have. He reminded fans of his past feuds with top SmackDown stars such as AJ Styles and LA Knight. The latest picture included the enforcer of the bloodline, Solo Sikoa. It is to be noted that both Waller and the Street Champion have competed against each other back in NXT. The two had a few tag team matches and a one-on-one match. While Sikoa managed to get the wins in the tag team matches, he came up a bit short in the one-on-one match. This past week on SmackDown, the Street Champion and Paul Heyman slightly teased the bloodline parting ways with the Usos. During an episode of Smack Talk, wrestling veteran Dutch Mantell shared his thoughts on the storyline. Mantell mentioned that he was a tad bit disappointed that the Street Champion did not attack the Usos after they lost their tag team title rematch at the end of SmackDown, but he was happy to see the story developing. The end, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and KO, that was kind of disappointing because I thought Solo would play a bigger part. I really like the way they built up to that because you thought Solo might turn on the Usos. That's what I thought. That's what they led me to believe. But Matt Riddle cut him off, so nothing happened. But they keep adding to the story, and they're not getting away from it with the bloodline, so I do like that, Dutch Mantell said. Following the Enforcer's match against Seth Rollins on Raw, a WWE veteran claimed that there was a problem with Sikoa's selling of moves. Who would you like to see Grayson Waller feud with first on the main roster? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Seth Rollins chosen over Charlotte Flair. WWE recently concluded this year's draft with Seth Rollins staying on Monday Night Raw being one of the highlights of the event. However, Vince Russo stated that he preferred to see Charlotte Flair on the red brand instead of the Visionary. Rollins was picked during round 1 of night 2 of the 2023 draft, with fans in the arena singing his entrance song after the announcement. SmackDown also selected the Queen during the same round. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Vince Russo revealed that he's tired of Rollins' ongoing gimmick where fans sing his song. The former WWE personality added that he would have to see Charlotte Flair on the red brand instead of the Visionary. I would have given anything to get Charlotte Flair instead of Seth Rollins. That singing, oh my god, it is so worn out. I literally had people telling me today that they literally cut the volume down when Seth is wrestling. That's how annoying it has become, said Russo. The veteran also stated that Rollins' gimmick belongs on house shows. It's a house show gimmick. You could do that at house shows all day long, do it for an hour. But this is a television show, bro. Seth Rollins headlined this week's edition of Monday Night Raw as he took on Solo Sikoa in the main event after a confrontation with Paul Heyman earlier on the show. However, the match ended in disqualification after the Usos caused interference. Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn then came to make the save for the Visionary. Rollins is one of the favorites to win the newly introduced World Heavyweight Championship. However, the Raw star must first go through Omos at Backlash. Do you think Seth Rollins is the right choice to win the World Heavyweight Championship? Sound off in the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Brock Lesnar must squash Cody Rhodes at Backlash 2023. Cody Rhodes will face Brock Lesnar in a dream first-time ever match this Saturday as WWE presents Backlash 2023. Fans are expecting a blockbuster main event between the two elite performers, but what if we witness a squash instead? It wouldn't be too bad, but only if WWE has a plan going forward, in which case the Beast Incarnate should definitely beat the American Nightmare with ease. First off, he doesn't need to do it fair and square. Lesnar can launch a pre-match assault on Rhodes, who refuses to call the match off and ultimately meets his doom. This outcome will undoubtedly spark mass outrage among WWE fans, but as long as that energy is directed toward feeling bad for Cody Rhodes, his story is enhanced. He would deal with more adversity, possibly even taking some time off. This could be a good way for the American Nightmare to skip the crowning of the first World Heavyweight Champion. Cody would return around Money in the Bank season with all the sympathy and call Brock Lesnar out for a rematch at SummerSlam. He should then defeat the 10-time World Champion in a 15-minute barn burner. A similar layout was used in Lesnar's feud with Seth Rollins in 2019, albeit in a disjointed way. However, despite being heavily booed for weeks, the Visionary won the fans over with a spectacular effort against the Beast Incarnate at that year's SummerSlam. If it worked for Rollins when he wasn't too over, Cody Rhodes would become an undisputed legend once he avenges Brock Lesnar at the biggest party of the summer. Speaking of undisputed, he can then finish the story by ultimately dethroning Roman Reigns. Even though he's on Raw, the American Nightmare has reiterated that his main goal is to dethrone Roman Reigns. During an interview with Comic Book Nation, Cody stated that a rematch of the WrestleMania 39 main main event is the biggest match WWE can book. The important thing to me is still the championship on Roman's shoulders, and it's the biggest match that WWE could do, but it would take a great deal of mountains to be moved for that rematch to even happen. The goal is the same for me, I just have to see it through and do the work, said Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes did acknowledge how difficult it would be to get a rematch against the tribal chief. The road ahead is tricky, especially with Brock Lesnar coming up at Backlash 2023. WWE Backlash 2023 rumored outcome. WWE Backlash 2023 is rapidly approaching and is another highly anticipated premium live event for the world's largest professional wrestling organization. The show will be hosted live from Bad Bunny's hometown of San Juan, Puerto Rico. He will be appearing on the show in a street fight versus Damian Priest. Now that the card is nearly complete, it is time to consider some potential events that may or may not occur throughout the show. Either the relevance of this event will be limited, or WWE will attempt to launch some major angles to launch the newly established rosters. There will be a handful of quality fights on Sunday's show. Let's take a look at 2 things that shouldn't happen and the 3 things that must happen. Cody Rhodes must defeat Brock Lesnar at WWE Backlash. WWE is once again facing the challenge of casting someone as a strong rival to Roman Reigns as the discussion around his incredible title reign rages on. A convincing victory over Brock Lesnar would do a lot to keep Rhodes popular with WWE fans. Not many stars can claim a clear win against the former UFC champion. Rhodes gets the boost he needs going into the summer by being included on that list. If Lesnar can easily defeat Rhodes, Cody's ascension to the top of the WWE will be all but over. Could he still win the title? Without a shadow of a doubt. Would it, however, have the same impact? Certainly not. Rhodes' direction and momentum depend on the result of his contest with Brock Lesnar at WWE Backlash. But if he triumphs, there is still hope. Shouldn't happen. The Bloodline's implosion. The Bloodline has been WWE's biggest draw in recent years. The Usos are now at odds with Roman Reigns, and if the Bloodline suffers another setback, things could get even worse. Currently, Solo Sikoa appears to be Roman Reigns' most reliable companion. If his brothers fail to get the job done once again at WWE Backlash, he might be instructed to punish them. Losing some matches won't spell the end, though. In the world of professional wrestling, failures occur frequently. Although the babyfaces may prevail in this match, Sikoa's attack on his teammates may live in infamy. The faction won't stay together forever, of course, but that doesn't imply it has to disband because it recently suffered a few defeats. The benefit of the family being together would be greatest for Sikoa, who still has a lot of potential for future success. Must happen. Randy Orton's return. Although there have been rumors that Randy Orton will not be returning for a while, there have also been contradictory reports that he's preparing to return and that it will happen soon. In any case, there is a chance Orton will return, especially given Matt Riddle's re-entry into the battle, as it was the Usos who won the tag team titles from and injured him. Orton will be enraged, and he very well may be the one to prevent the Usos from defeating Riddle, Zayn, and Owens in their match at WWE Backlash. His current situation is still mostly unknown, but this also leaves the door open for his return. Shouldn't happen. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest main eventing WWE Backlash. Following a recent rumor, Damian Priest and Bad Bunny are reportedly pushing for their encounter to be included in the main event of WWE Backlash 2023. That should not, however, take place in any way. Cody Rhodes will soon be in the spotlight on Monday Night Raw. While Bad Bunny is a big celebrity, he just makes an appearance now and then. Since his comeback, Rhodes has put on strong performances that have elevated his stature. He is touted as the upcoming top babyface in WWE. As a result, he drew a strong reaction from the crowd at WrestleMania 39, who wanted him to win the title. In this highly anticipated encounter, the American Nightmare and the Beast will square off for the first time in the ring. In this case, placing the match in the main event of Backlash 2023 would be a significantly superior option. Must happen. Bayley turning on Io Sky. Simply put, Damage Control has fallen short of the hopes that many people had for the group. You could argue that in the realm of professional wrestling, victories and defeats don't matter, but that's just not true, especially when you're a group that has repeatedly pledged to take over an entire division and has done nothing since its inception. Since WWE has been hinting at a Damage Control split in recent weeks, the company should finally pull the trigger at WWE Backlash. Bayley's treachery at the premium live event will mark both the end of the group's ascent and the beginning of Bayley's comeback. If done well, fans will relate to her redemption story as Bayley is popular in the WWE universe. They will want to rejoice and applaud her once more. That was the plan for Bayley when she first joined the main roster. Give your thoughts on what you'd like to see at WWE Backlash in the comments below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for